Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be progressing on the rebuild by taking apart the block so that we can start getting all the components cleaned. Let's get started. Alright, we're going to start off by draining the oil, or at least if there is any oil in here. Let's bring this up close. Alright, next we're going to drain the coolant out of the block. This is where the coolant plug is. Yeah. Yeah, take a look at that. All this like gunk and crap coming out of there. Look at all these bits. Alright, now we're going to remove the driver's side post mount and the water pump and tensioner and all that kind of stuff on this side. So this side's pretty much off. Now we just have to remove this pipe here. Alright, now it's time to remove the oil pan. I'm going to remove it like this because the engine's been sitting like this and all the oil is sitting on the bottom here. If I flip it around to remove the oil pan, it's going to drain all the oil to the top and leak everywhere. So this is probably the better method. So I'm just going to start gunning all these off. There we go. Oil pan is removed. And just looking at it, it's pretty disgusting. It's very thick oil on the bottom there. Alright, with the oil pan removed, we're just going to flip this upside down. And then remove the other remaining components. Hopefully not a lot of oil spill out of this. Alright, there we go. And then now we have full access to the pistons and the crank pieces. Bring you guys up close to take a look at it. As you can see in the video already, it's pretty dark and nasty. Look at that. It's not so bad down there, but up here, a lot of caked on grease. So it'll be fun cleaning this. All right, let's remove the oil pump. It's just a few bolts here. This, and these two here. And then this whole piece will pop right out. Alright, the final piece is this rear main seal piece. So it's just all 10mm bolts. Since it's very difficult to get in there with anything else, I'm just going to use a ratchet and try to get it all out. Maybe even a wrench. Just like that. Alright, there you go. This piece is out. Alright, so before I even take the pistons out, I'm going to soak these in like some carb cleaner so that I can get the pistons a little bit clean before I take it out. So what I've done is just rotate the crank by hand, and then we're just going to pour some or spray some carb cleaner in there. grab a toothbrush and just do a little bit of scrubbing. Oh yeah, that's coming right out. As you can see, it's really coming out. Just a little bit of scrubbing here and there. Oh yeah, that took a lot of that gunk off. As you can see, it's so much cleaner. Alright, we gotta remove this oil pressure sensor as well. Alright guys, now it's time to open up this oil pump. It's all just these screws here to open up the lid so that we can actually inspect the rotor and all that stuff. It's actually, the screws are not supposed to be torqued down that tight, but I can't get them out by hand. Like, it's really tight. So I'm going to use my impact driver for that and then just whack it and see if it comes off. If not, I'll just put a gun to it and just gun it off. Alright, I whacked it on the floor and now all these screws are completely loose now. So that is good. This will just come right open like that. Now we can just clean all these, inspect it for some wear. Actually, this looks pretty good. No deep grooves in here. And then we can use a feeler gauge to check the inside here of the rotor and stuff. But I think that looks pretty good so far. We also have to check the flatness of it. But just from like eyeballing it, it actually looks pretty good. So we probably won't need to replace this. There we go. Alright guys, here's the oil pump, all cleaned out. Cleaned this in the parts washer over there. And it came out really good. There's not a lot of wear on the oil pump at all. So I think this is pretty good. I'll do an inspection. I'll show you guys how to do a check on these later. But this is the progress so far. I've cleaned this baffle plate. I've covered it in oil and just wrapped it up just to keep it clean. This pickup, I've cleaned it. That main seal plate, also cleaned that. The oil pan right now is just soaking in some kerosene just to break up all of the deposits in the oil pan. Then I'm going to do a clean on that as well. But yeah, this is the progress. The pistons and all the other stuff are still inside the block. We're going to pull those out after I confirm all these things are all good. Then we're just going to put that back together, put it in a box or something, and continue on cleaning stuff. Crankshaft is out now. All right, block is all ready now, so we can actually start cleaning this thing. I'll bring you guys up close to have a look. Doesn't look too bad. All right, there you go, guys. It's not too dirty. I mean, couple scrub here and there, and we can have this thing looking like brand new. And then here are all the other parts here. Pulled out all the bearings over here, left everything else. The other half of the bearings are on here. So that's pretty good. All right guys, here's my setup on how I'm actually cleaning the block here. I've got my my parts cleaner bin right here. And I'm just pumping the fluid right up into the engine and just scrubbing it down. I started scrubbing down this area already. As you can see, it's getting pretty clean. So we're just gonna do this to the whole engine. As you can see, it's pretty filthy. And then it should be clean afterwards. All right, guys, here's the progress so far. It looks pretty clean, but then I did notice there are some spots that I've missed or I haven't cleaned yet. So right in this corner here, it's not a big deal, but there's some oil marks there. There's some oil along here, which I need to get rid of. And then there's on this side, there's a whole bunch of oil stains as well that I still have to clean. I've rinsed it off, and this is what it looks like. It's a night and day difference. I put WD-40 on the cylinder walls already so that it prevents it from rusting. But we're going to do another full clean. I'm probably going to pull it off the engine stand and then clean it. And then we could rinse it off again. And it should be good for cleaning purposes. Then I have to pretty much hone the cylinders. After honing the cylinders, we're going to have to do another thorough clean again. But for now, this looks pretty good. All right, guys, this side's also all cleaned up now. I got rid of all the remaining grease, so I can put it back on the engine stand now. All right, guys, lots of progress made on the engine. The block is now all cleaned and it's just waiting to dry. I've covered it with a piece of plastic wrap just to prevent any dust from getting inside of it. I think once it's all fully dry, I'm going to just cover it with a garbage bag until I get to honing the cylinders. Once we hone the cylinders, we're going to have to wash it again with soap and warm water, and then it should be good to assemble. But that's basically it for this video, guys. I hope this helps you guys out. If you haven't already, just comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.